This American carnage stops right here and...
That was the promise that started Donald Trump's first presidency. So what happened in the 4 years that followed? He withdrew from major trade agreements like the Trans-Pacific Partnership, arguing it had harmed US manufacturing. And he banned travel from 7 Muslim-majority countries as part of his promises to restrict immigration. He withdrew from major climate deals like the Paris Agreement, saying it was unfair that the US, not India or China, had to curb their use of fossil fuels. He built some of his wall along the border with Mexico and reduced illegal immigration, but ended his policy of family separations after international criticism. He was investigated by the FBI on his campaign's alleged links with Russia, which concluded by saying there was no evidence of collusion in a crime. And he was acquitted by the Senate from both impeachment charges he was facing over allegations he pressured Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky to investigate Joe Biden, who was front-runner to challenge him in the 2020 election. His election year was dominated by coronavirus, with the first reported death of an American citizen coming in February. And in the wake of nationwide protests and civil unrest following the death of George Floyd, he declared himself the law and order president, saying the army would be deployed if cities could not control the protests. He nominated Judge Amy Coney Barrett to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg after her death at the Supreme Court, forming a conservative majority, and tested positive for COVID-19 himself, spending some time at hospital. After losing the election, Trump refused to accept the results, amplifying claims of stolen votes and electoral fraud, claims which were later knocked down in court. He gave a speech to his supporters in Washington, telling them to march to the Capitol building peacefully and patriotically, later telling them if they didn't fight like hell, they wouldn't have a country anymore. The rally then turned into a riot at the Capitol building, leading to a lockdown and evacuation. The House of Representatives then voted to impeach him again after the Capitol riots. He was later acquitted again. Trump then became the first president since 1869 to skip his successor's inauguration.